This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's do another one here with Dustin King. Many consider the 93 version of the Four Horsemen to be the worst incarnation and a bit of a fantasy booking based off the roster in May of 93. Who would you have chosen to fill the two remaining slots? And he lists all the talent here. I guess they're on solely.org. But you know who the other two members were. Who could it have been? Obviously, you and Rick. Some other names could have been Bobby Eaton, Sting, Hayes, Simmons, Pillman, Zink, Brad Armstrong, Barry Windham, Vader, Dustin Rhodes, Johnny B. Bad, Steve Austin, Cactus Jack, Rick Rude, Ricky Steamboat, DDP, Bagwell, Eric Watts, Johnny Gunn, Tex Slazenger, Shanghai Pierce, Paul Orndorff, Too Cold, Regal, Chris Benoit, Max Payne, Rage, Kent Cole, Keith Cole, Davey Boy Smith, Sid Vicious, and Paul Roma.
So who were the guys that were in place?
Well, he's asking if you just hit the reset button in 93 and it's you and Rick, who would the other two be? We know Roma wound up being one of them. Of course, most people would have liked to have seen it be Tully, but that didn't happen. But I got to tell you, until I just read this question, I never thought about Paul Orndorff as a horseman, but that could have worked.
Yeah.
Steve Austin could have worked. That would have been badass. And I know you probably would have liked to see Brad Armstrong or Bobby Eaton. There's a lot of talented dudes in there. Did any of those names jump out as potential horseman material?
If we would have done it in 93 and where everybody was in their career at that time, I would say Ted DiBiase and Kurt Hennig.
They were not yet in WCW, though. Out of the roster that was there.
Oh, we're going by just who was there.
Yeah.
So this is not a true wish list. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
apologize.
Wish list for the WCW roster at the time. So of the folks under contract, who could we have pulled?
I would have. Hey, I wanted Benoit for a long time.
So he's on there. So who's number 4?
Damn, I like you said Paul Orndorff.
That's kind of good, isn't it?
Boy, that caught me. I like it. He's vicious. He was a great baby face, but man, he was a kick-ass heel too. Paul was a great performer across the board. He could do it all.
If Dusty was still working, you got to think Dustin Rhodes turning on his dad could have been a hell of a story. And just kick that thing off again.
That's if you would have had the baby faces to line up against us.
Right.
And go with it all the way. You know what I mean? The difference in WCW, it's my opinion, and Jim Crockett Promotions is with Jim Crockett, you had a set number of guys on the crew. Say it was 20, 25 guys total on the crew. Angles were usually 6 months. You would take months to build them. And then when you popped them, when you popped that angle, you went to every one of your markets with it. And you made sure the TVs stayed current. You did a lot of things, and you would get 6 months out of an angle. Everything was too short-sighted. In 6 months with WCW, hell, you may run through 3 bookers.
Right.
And 3 executives who were the boss. So each time a guy would come in, the direction would change. And the faces and names would have changed. So I don't think in WCW, I never felt like when Tully didn't make it, I don't think the company ever truly committed to the Horsemen being what they were. And I get it. Some things you can't rehash. I think Rick and I and Tully could have added one guy and we could have got back hot if they would have stuck with it. We could have also, I always felt after that retirement and they did the parody, if you would have left Kurt with the Horsemen and featured it, you could have had a hell of a run with the NWO and the Horsemen then, right there.
Can you imagine in 93 if Tully did come back Let's let Rick go chase the world title. He can, feud with Barry Windham, the old horseman, for the NWA title. You and Tully just pick up where you left off. Y'all are going to be tag champs, and then bring in Orndorff and let him chase the TV title, because he was going to be TV champ anyway. But dude, Orndorff and Tully with y'all, golly, that's a bunch of badass shit talking heels. I love it.
Yeah, it would have worked. If the company would have committed to it, yes, would have worked.
Let's do another question here. This one comes to us from Billy Calloway. Do you think you'll ever have an AEW match against Tully? Of course, this is coming up because Tully recently decided he was going to throw his hat in the ring with FTR. You think we'll ever see one last match with Arn Anderson in there?
Number one, when that match is over, ask Tully how that worked out for him. I don't know how he got conned into that. And no, you will never see me in another match. I don't want to embarrass myself, the audience, or anyone else on the planet that might tune in to see that. I am really, really retired.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.